Hello and welcome to another episode of Reseller Information Network. I'm your host, Eric the Obxpicker. I'm here today with Cernochs Connection and Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Cell. Unfortunately, Tim is in the midst of a massive move of his storage unit, so he's not joining us today. He dearly missed, always missed when we don't have over the years, but make sure you're checking him out. Looking forward to his new digs, and I'm sure we'll get to see some of that coming soon. Today, we've got an exciting episode, though, for you, and we're going to be doing some deep diving into different categories that may help you in your reselling niche. We had someone ask a question about how do you list, and we're going to go into how we go about that, what we're looking when we're doing research. We're also going to be doing a exclusive on PhotoRoom and how to actually do that, what it looks like. So you want to stick around for that. Also, we've got some super exciting news. Guys, if you would like to come and hang out with us live in person, then you will have an opportunity to do so. We're going to tell you about that as we get going. But first, let's dive into this 101.
Okay, so check this out. I'll pop it up on the screen in a second, but PhotoRoom has basically turned my store into, a great online lifestyle looking store. I sell a lot of hats, shoes, clothing, and these techniques I'm going to show you, I feel have propelled my store, and I'm doing great. Everything I'm selling right now is probably because of PhotoRoom. Listen, I'll just talk, how much does it cost? How much does this cost? Okay. It's $70 a year. Okay. But it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. I'm going to bring up my phone. Look at this, my phone right here. Okay. Next to me. And you know what? Let's get a little bigger. How about we get a little bit bigger? There we go. So y'all can all see right there. All right. So, this is my phone. This is the PhotoRoom app right here. All right. Well, PhotoRoom app right here. We're going to open that up right now. All right. So we're into PhotoRoom. Okay. So this is the app. They have it on iPhones. They have it on Androids. This is going to help you with your white backgrounds. And then they have introduced something the last month that has revolutionized the way I do my pictures. And I'm going to show y'all that right now. So we're just going to, I was doing shoes this morning. So we're going to hop in there and we're going to look at some shoes. I'm going to do a live edit on some shoes right here. So we're going to go now with the paid app. So you'll see up at the top, it says Pro. That's the $70 a year. You get the Pro, and it has a batch mode to where you're not individually doing all of your pictures at one time. You're not having to, it doesn't watermark anything. So it's a really cool thing to do batch mode. So let's jump into batch mode right here, and we're going to start batch. All right. So right here, you can see I already have a bunch of different shoes I've already done, but we're going to go down here to some shoes I haven't done. So let's pick out a cool pick. You know what? Let's pick out these cool 2000, I think these are 2009 Nike Dunk Highs. So you want to select your photos. Okay, select all the photos you want. Okay, and 2007. These are from 2007. So select all the photos you want. I have 10. So I have 10 photos selected. I'm going to add this. Now, as I'm describing it, I'm slowing it down for everyone. Once you get into the rhythm of it, you can start just bam, 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 doing a bunch of these, in one sitting. So now with your batch option, it allows you to do like 100 photos at one time. Now, I'm not going to do 100 photos at one time because, recording process, but I like to go in there and, I like to do shoe by shoe. So I take about 10 pictures of my shoes, and you can see it on the screen right there. And then I'll go into each one, each shoe that I do, and I'll do a batch edit of that. And then I'll go to the next shoe and do a batch edit of that. So I'm not swamping my whole phone with a bunch of, photos all at one time. So we're going to do that. We're going to add that now. Okay, so we're going to add that now. And you can see it already start working. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, bam. Starts taking off the white background. Look at that. Look how easy that is. I'm not even touching the phone. Okay, now export 10 images. But wait, I like to get a little creative. Okay, now what you do is you're going to look through all your photos. Now see that one? It looks like it's scrunched at the top. Well, let's go down here to templates. Okay, we're gonna go down to template. Oh wow, PhotoRoom has an eBay template. So let's bam hit the eBay template and see what it does. Now I'll tell you what it does. It takes all your photos and it squares them up and centers them. Boom, right there. Okay, so you can see each one giving a little bit of border. Okay, so nothing's overhanging, nothing's too small. Everything you can see, all the photos are now, close and personal, given those details that your buyers want to see. So now I'm going to show you a few other things that you can do as well in PhotoRoom. So let's just take this. This photo right here of these shoes. Now, I can see that there's a little shadow because of my lighting that I use. Always puts when I turn them this way, it always puts a little shadow. So let's get rid of that shadow. Now, do you have to go in and do it with everything? No, you don't have to do this. But I'm kind of a perfectionist. I'm a old school graphic designer, so my eye sees these things. So I'm going to just show you how to do something like this in PhotoRoom, because it's just not it's not just all about removing removing your background and getting white backgrounds. There's other things too. So I'm going to show you all this and things that I use when it comes to using it for my eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Grail. Now, I will tell you, when you do the eBay template, it already puts it in a square photo. So you're not going to have to worry about changing it for Poshmark, Mercari, or Grail. Everything is in square photo with your eBay template. So that's why I like using that template the best. So what we're going to do is we're going to touch the shoes, okay, on the screen, and you see it puts that little box. Now we're ready to edit that, okay? And there you have a lot of different things that you can edit your photo with. So it's like a little Photoshop, in your PhotoRoom app, even though it's not owned by Adobe or anything like that. It has nothing to do with Photoshop, but it gives you a lot of little tweaks you can do. So something like for me, I'm going to go to the edit cutout. So we're going to edit cutout, and you can pinch to zoom in where you want to cut out. So say you have something in the background that it picked up and didn't erase, you can just swipe your finger and you can erase it. Now, if you wanted to say, oh, it did too much, I want to restore it, there's a restore option as well. So you touch the item and it restores it too. So, and with any software, it's, you're going to have to kind of learn how to use it and like what to look for and how it does certain things. So, take an opportunity, explore these options. So I'm going to pinch zoom into the area where I want to remove that. There's a little bitty like divot shadow. So we're going to do that. So see me pinching and zooming right here. Okay. And then you can do two fingers to move it where you want. So see that shadow right there? So I'm going to go to erase and I'm going to pinch zoom it. And I'm just going to do a little line right here. Okay. So sometimes it, takes out more. Now it's a little bit harder when you have like, dark colors on dark colors. So you can see right there, bam, it erases that. Let's take a look at that. Right here's a little fuzziness right there. Let's take that off. Let's take that off. Let's run it right here. Bam. Now, again, I like to do this for my main photo because this is the first photo that people are looking at. So I'm going to hit done, and then I'm going to take a look at it and be like, perfect. That's exactly how I want it to look, okay? Now, there's other options too. I like the light on. There's a light on function. It pops your image just a little bit more. It brings out more colors, brings out a little more detail, especially if you have like a dark shoe, say like a black or a navy blue shoe. It pops a little bit of the details out of the shoe instead of looking so dark on your photo. And especially if you don't have optimal photo, settings like your lights and everything like that, this is a cool option that you can use. So we're going to do light on. See how it pops it just a little bit, makes that orange a little more vibrant. Okay. And then instead of just like having it hang out in no man's land, just kind of like sitting there, I like to add a little depth to it. Okay. Little depth with the shadow. So I'll come in here with the shadow. And then you have all these different options. I like just like the 90-degree shadow. I'll bump up the intensity to 100%. And there you go. You see you see how it has a little bit of depth, a little definition. So it's not just floating in a white space. It looks like it's sitting on something now. So I'll hit done with that. Now, here's the thing. There's other options too. There's, you can outline it if you want in different colors. But I don't do that. You could do a reflection if you want, but I don't do that either. I just kind of keep it simple, but there's all different types of things. This adjust section is really cool too. Sometimes you're like on iPhones, and I know on Androids too, sometimes the color correct, say you have your phone laying down and you pick it up and take a photo, and then you lay it down again and you turn it and take another photo. Sometimes the colors haven't optimized yet for your phone. So this is where you can go in and adjust those items as well. You can rotate your items as well. Color. You can do different color scenarios, blur, filter, retouch. I like to use this. How many times have you done a photo and you're going in and looking at it and you're like, what? I have a hair in that photo or a dust speck, and you're just like, what? Oh. So instead of taking the photo, you just dust it off. So this is something you can do. Say like let's scroll in here and say like, oh, look at those little white marks right there. So you can go in your little retouch and go pop, pop, and then they're gone. Okay, and hit done, and look, boom, they're not there anymore. Okay, so that's a cool function that I use every once in a while when I mess up taking my photos and there's a little imperfection in there. So I'll do that. And then there's all these other things you can do, animation, like oh, let's make it glitch out. So there's all different things, but so I'm done with this. Now again, I'm going through all the filters. I'm going through all the things that you can do. Again, it doesn't take me this long, but we're just explaining for the video. So I'm going to hit done. Now here's the cool thing with batch mode. I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to hit this little back button at the top left-hand corner. I'm going to hit back, and it drops down and says, hey, you want to apply these to all? I sure do. And it does the light on, and it does the shadow. So bam, bam, bam. It goes through all your photos and does exactly the same thing you did to your first photo. So you're not having to go in there every single time and edit every single photo. Now, I get a little – now I will go through my photos then and say, okay, check, that one looks good. Check, that one looks good. That one looks good. Okay, well, that looks a little bubbly around the toe. Let's cut that shadow out right there. And you already saw me do that, so we're just going to do it real quick like that. Boom, right there. There we go. Now it looks a little bit better. So we're going to move on to the next. Again, I took these photos pretty fast, so I should have had my lighting adjusted a certain way. But I didn't, so I get to show you how to edit these things. So, just editing out some of those shadows that we don't want. Okay, boom, boom. That looks great. Those look good. That looks great. Oh, wait. Sometimes it doesn't cut out everything. So see that right there? That's part of my mat right there. So let's just boop, and we'll get rid of that and come over here. Boom, get rid of that. And we're done on that one. Okay, so we're hitting next. Boom, that looks great right there. Hit done. Okay, we don't need to apply to all because we just did that. So we'll let that pass, and then we'll export 10 images. Okay, right there. Save image, and boom, all 10 photos have been edited. Light on, template, eBay template, so it's a square photo. It's got a little depth shadow to it, and we're done. So we, that goes to your phone, If you list on your phone, your photos are available right now. If you do like I do, I have it go to, drop down to my my iPhoto on my iMac. It'll set up there so I can just drag and drop whatever I need. So we're going to go now. I'm going to show y'all something that just came out about a month ago that I've been using hardcore. Okay. And I'll tell you why. All right. So we're going to go back to the create mode down in the lower left-hand corner. Okay. We're going to hit create and we're going to start from photo. Now we're going to do the photo. The first photo that I took, the first photo I always take when I do pictures is going to be my main photo. So I get it up there where it looks exactly how I want it. So we're going to select that one right there. Now it's going to redo the white background, okay? And that's okay because we're going to do an instant background. Okay, now this is something PhotoRoom has introduced as the AI generated background, and you'll see why I love using it. So we're gonna hit the instant backgrounds, and we're gonna let it pop up. And they have done some awesome work with this app. And when I first saw this, I was blown away. I got in the deepest rabbit hole, and it may happen to you. I got in the deepest rabbit hole of going, oh man, every picture, every first picture of everything I have now needs to be run through this. So I was re-downloading pictures that from my eBay, popping them into my PhotoRoom and just doing it. And then I probably had like 100 at one time on my computer. And I was like, all right, go edit that. Boom, boom. And it gave me an opportunity to go through some older listings as well and go, okay, let's edit this photo. Let's see if we can, make any adjustments to it and relist it or just edit it. So you could end it, relist it if you want. If it's really, really old with the new photos, it may, it's gonna get back in the search algorithm. And so here's the AI backgrounds that now here are the templates that they give you. They give you templates. They also have other templates you can do right here. Your mood, your interior, accessories. You can put it on texture, all these different items you can do. Okay. Now here's the cool thing. Now you're like, well, maybe I want something uber specific. Maybe I want it on maybe these shoes scream to me like skater and graffiti and skate park and whatever mood you're trying to convey. You can go up to the little pencil up here in the top right hand corner, go to the pencil right here, and that's going to bring you up some options to type in what you want to see. So right here, okay, create a scene. Your subject on, so our shoes on a surface. Now it gives you some ideas too. Look, rustic wooden table, marble countertop, glass surface, ceramic tile, all these things. So if you're not as creative, you can be like, you know what? Let me search through these items so I can, maybe get some cool ideas. And then your width is something in the background. So you see width details in background. And that's like, balloons, brick wall, ocean view, abstract painting, graffiti wall. Ooh, I love me a graffiti wall. So, and then let's put, let's put skate park. Because a lot of the kids right now, they're doing, they're skating in their dunks. So, let's put skate park with a graffiti wall and see what it does. Now, sometimes you've got to do a little bit of, playing with it. But once you get once kind of like what kind of look you want, you can do that. So let's generate images and just see what it gives us. Ooh, I'm liking what I see already. Okay. So I'm looking. These are tough. These are really tough. I love all four. You know what I'm saying? But say you don't like all four. Say you don't like all four. Let's just generate 4 more. Okay. So boom, it generates 4 more images using your search terms, and it puts it on an AI background. Now, listen, I've done generate 4 more. I've done 100 different types looking through stuff, just playing around with it, just knowing what I have. So this is something that's I always like to pick something that's someone looking at these shoes, it's going to convey to them like, all right, this is a lifestyle photo. This is cool. This is this is something that marketing departments pay millions of dollars for. You know what I'm saying? And you have it in the palm of your hand, basically. All right, Leroy. I'm gonna go to Leroy. Which one do you like the best? Which one are you feeling? If you were on my in my store, which one would you say, yes, this one pops out to me. This one conveys why I should buy these shoes.
I like the I like the bottom row, the one to, if I'm facing the camera, my left. The one closest to me on the bottom row.
So this one right here. Oh, let's see. Let's pop it in. I think my phone froze just a little bit. Let's see if we can get it. I see which one you want. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yes.
Damn,
yes,
that one right there. I like that one because it's got the ramp, it's got the graffiti, it's got and it's got like a little like fence in the background. It adds a little bit of trees in the background. It gives it a lot of different textures to work with. So I like this. So I definitely think this is something that we can use. So I'm just gonna go over here and I'm gonna say, all right, save image. All right. So then when I go to my photos, they're all right there. Okay, at the bottom, ready to go. Oop, right there. Bam, 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 bam. And you can see previous shoes that I've done as well. So that's PhotoRoom, and that's just, and I'll tell you with PhotoRoom, that's just the cusp of it. You know what I'm saying? There are so many things that you can work on. Now I'll show you this. Here are some of the shoes I was working on today with their backgrounds, so you can see, how what I did, just different things, and you can see different items that I have done. Now I was doing that one Kobe shoe just to show off, but there's different things that you can do it with, and so those are some items that I have definitely been using. But I mean, look at all these options that you have. Like think about Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, TikTok, YouTube. If you like to do your YouTube headers or your thumbnails, do a thumbnail. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So they have all these options right there. So get creative, use it. I'm gonna flip over to my Poshmark. I'm gonna flip over to my Poshmark to kind of show y'all how this looks kind of like in your certain. I think Poshmark's a little more aesthetically pleasing to look at, sometimes more than eBay. So I'm gonna share to Poshmark, and I'm gonna show you kind of how this looks with hats and clothing and shoes. So you can take a look at it right there. Cernoch 79. That is my if you want to go in more in depth, you can find me there. But you can see how I've basically taken almost every single photo. Now there are some that I don't do the background on, and like toys. I don't do the background on toys just because something like this, it's just like bam bam. That's kind of all you need for toys. But like take a look at that jacket. I mean, look, hey, let's put an old school Ford truck on Ford Capon Bridge, West Virginia. Tractors in the back. Anything you can think of. Like I have a beef, real food for real people hat. Let's put some beef in it. You know what I'm saying? if you've got models that are from stock photos, hey, take the stock photo, go in it, edit it, and put them on a cool background so you can see all these different items. This right here, I pulled this from a stock photo, and I said, hey, let's put a cool background on them. So it does shoes, it does all kinds of stuff. So I really think it elevates the way your photos look, especially now. Um, especially when eBay has done their own, white background removal tool. Well, hey, how are you going to stand out? If you have the same shoe 10 other people have, how is yours going to stand out? And I definitely think a lot of these AI generated backgrounds with PhotoRoom definitely helps that and can really elevate your listings. I've done really well with my items because, again, I'm using the same photos that on eBay for Poshmark, Grailed, and Macari using Vendoo. I use the Vendoo Crosslister, and it works exactly how I want it. So it's just a great tool to use in like we were talking yesterday. It's funny because I said, some of the most important things to me when I'm doing, listing is my phone, PhotoRoom, or with reselling, my phone, PhotoRoom, and a thermal printer. I think you get those things and you're going to be on your way. There's things here and there, but I tell you what, you can go out and, do a pair of shoes out on your driveway if you want to. Beautiful sunny day, you've got natural light. Hey, do it on your driveway. Click, boom, click, click, click. Photo, shirt, lay it down. Take your board out there, lay it down. Boom, 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 and then you can just take it into PhotoRoom app and do beauty with it. Or if your dog's dirty up the carpet and you haven't cleaned your carpet in a while, lay it down on your carpet. Take the photo. They'll never know. So, yeah, that's PhotoRoom.
That I've seen like with PhotoRoom is for far, like one of the biggest difficulties when you're starting out and trying to create a photo place, booth, wall, all that kind of stuff. So like you're trying to get your lighting just right. You're trying to get your background to where it's something that, initially when I started, it was all about the white background. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to get to white background. And most of the time the white background looks gray or yellow or, because your lighting, it's hard to get your lighting right on that
temperature
stuff.
On your lights.
So when you're looking at this, it eliminates the need for perfect lighting because you can light it up. It also eliminates the need for, honestly, you can pretty much list from anywhere with PhotoRoom. Like that's really what it has done for me is like, man, now I don't have to, like I can literally sit on my couch and on my coffee table, sit there and take pictures and I'm good to go. Like it's going to pull it up with that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Or, if you think about it, if you're doing clothing or you're doing shoes, you're doing hats, man, sometimes it takes one bright LED light bulb in your ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Shine down. That's all you need, and let PhotoRoom do the rest, because even though it's a little darker, you can still do the light on function and pop those colors out.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great tool. We're so glad that we being Cernoch, found PhotoRoom and brought it to our attention. So hopefully it's something you guys can use, and we're looking for a link pretty soon. So
I got a few questions here. One of them is does PhotoRoom have like a YouTube 101 on YouTube? Do they have a 101 video that you know of?
I don't know of one, but I'm sure they do. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They have a great Facebook group that can, answers a lot of questions. The people from PhotoRoom. I actually had a one-on-one with one of the marketing people from PhotoRoom. and they got a lot of good feedback, and they were really surprised that resellers are using this. You know what I'm saying? Because they're thinking, the amount of resellers that use it or what they can use it for, especially with the AI backgrounds. When I was showing them the AI backgrounds, they were blown away. They were like, yeah, we didn't even know that this was going to be used for that. But, oh, man, you are opening up so many possibilities. So,
because a lot of people don't realize, of course we're on YouTube and there's a lot of people that do YouTube, but a lot of these big companies now, guys, they actually do their own tutorial video on YouTube because they want it the right way. They want it out the right way. I know StreamYard, I've done quite a few times. I've been on StreamYard to see what's new, that they actually have their own videos. My next question was, first you said you needed a thermal printer, you needed your phone, and you needed PhotoRoom.
yeah.
I need greasy tools and my camera. That's all I need. And my last thing was, can you split the screen where it would be your image for PhotoRoom and then the regular image of the item, not in PhotoRoom? Like if you did the headed picture would be a original picture and then a PhotoRoom picture.
Yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah, it would take a little bit of MacGyvering on it, but yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah, there's a lot of things. The thing too is you can insert. I didn't even show this, but you can say you have a photo, like say you took a cool background picture.
Yeah.
You can then add things to go into that background.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool things that you can do. Or say I've seen people do really artsy type stuff where they will take someone and they'll take a picture, say wedding photography. They'll take a picture of the bride and they'll mute out all the colors in the background. Okay. And then they'll make it. And so they'll cut out the bride, take her away, mute the background, like a grayscale colorway, add the bride back in to exactly where she was standing in full color. So you have different, you can do different. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's just not for reselling.
Yeah.
People for when I was talking to the guy in marketing, he goes this is for a lot of it's for people on Instagram and, and photographers.
Absolutely.
Being able to mess around. He goes, you guys have, really tapped into something really cool by doing it with your reselling business.
Yeah.
Eric, you see we have a guest?
Oh, we have a guest.
We actually have a on-site correspondent. We'll see if he pops in the screen here and is listed in on us. But we got someone coming to us live from the practical world of reselling. And we'll see if he pops in here in a second. In the meantime, we're going to do some breaking news.
Yes.
Our breaking news of the day is, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be live and in person at the Highway 127 yard sale. So if you would like to come and hang out with us, we are actually going to be joining the two old guys reselling. Our buddy OSP, Old School Picker, out in Crossville, Tennessee. We're going to have a link down below for the meetup. It is going to be Pickers on the Plateau meetup. And we're going to be there as well. That is Friday. I believe it is August 5th, Friday, August 5th. That is the time of the meetup. So if you'd like to come and hang out with us, maybe you got some questions you want answered in person, or hey, you just want to come meet us in person, we will be at that meetup, Highway 127. You can find your tickets for the event. It does include a meal. So basically you're paying for a meal and get to hang out with other resellers. So I think it's $25 for the event. Not a massive amount. For me, I live at the beach. $25 will get you a meal at McDonald's. Like $25. I know the food's going to be great. So come out. If you want to be at the 127 Crossville, Tennessee, we're going to be out there for that event. So come and hang out with us, Reseller Information Network. And you get to hang out with this guy, Tim, who's coming live from the storage unit. So, Tim,
hey guys,
with you for a second.
I just wanted to pop in and say hello. I wish I could be with you guys right now. I'm sure you guys are doing a bundle of information.
We just went on the deep dive of PhotoRoom. Cernoch brought out all the things.
We're almost there, guys.
Hey, you're getting there.
Does the shelving?
Do you have to take these down? That's your shelving?
No, this shelving was with the unit.
Oh, that shelving is butter.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. This is the best unit I ever had, but not $400 worth. Here comes Josie.
Oh, a really special guest coming to us. Josie's going to be like, you putting me on camera right now?
So yeah, shout out to my wife for helping me with this craziness.
Shout out to Josie for doing 90% of the work. Yeah. Thanks, Josie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Tell him. Or not tell him.
You guys might get the exclusive like scrap going on.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to get back to work, but I didn't want to not be on an episode of our Reseller Information Network. So
hey, you need to give them the tagline, even though it's early, right?
Oh yeah, don't forget to tell a friend about RIN Reseller Information Network. All right, guys. Love you.
Take care, Tim.
Bye.
Love it, Tim.
Always
That's a
great to
hard-working
hear
guy.
from the
That's
voted correspondent. But and he did remind you, if you're here and you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and take care of that right now. Make sure that you can hit that bell. You'll get notified every time we're live on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. You can come and hang out with us live, and then also here on Fridays. So,
And I do want to interrupt real quick. Guys, reselling is not easy. There are trials and tribulations that come with reselling. Tim moving is not something he expected. I may be doing that soon as well. So just in the back of your mind, always have an alternative, or think what your alternative may be if you don't have a storage unit. If you have a child and you're going to lose the bedroom, or if you get a new car and you can't use the garage, always have that alternative, because you don't want to let that discourage you and then you quit because you feel like everything's ruined. Just always have that alternative in the back of your head.
There you go. We're going to go ahead and jump into our Ask the Expert. This question comes from Nathan Paulson, and we got Leroy here to cover this segment. So, do you guys list items at the top price seen when doing research? Like, which item are you pulling to get yourself similar from? And Leroy's going to cover that with us today.
Yeah. So, what I'm going to do is, I have this item here, guys. It's just a little train. Okay. It's about 1960s, and I have a couple of cars with it. Okay, it's all the same name. And what I'll normally do is I'll jump into Eric, can you throw me on, please? So I'll jump into eBay. Now, there's one not listed, not sold, and they want $120 for it, okay? What I'll do is I'll go in and I'll stop my listing. So if you go into this listing, you'll see, it didn't do it for me. If you go into the listing and then you can go to sell now, you sell one now like that one, and I'll go in and I'll use that one because it's really high. I might change some of the heading because I feel that it hasn't been sold. So that listing, you can't use word for word. Switch some stuff around on the heading. And then what I would do is make sure that all the item specifics that are going to be listed from this person, make sure all your item specifics line up. Because if they don't line up, then you're given a false advertisement of what your item is, a false listing. So make sure that you double check that to see, you know, what the item says in their listing. Like this one says very good in it. Mine is not very good. It has some flaws. So you want to make sure that you list that in the listing. Um, if you go one second, if you go into why do I lose everything? Okay, all right. So if I go into sold, now I'm going to see. Okay, they're selling for a lot less than what they asked for. But the reason why I came up with why do I go and want to use the listing for the item that is 120, most of the time, seasoned resellers will, the ones that list it high, they will go in like Cernoch does, and they will make sure the listing is pretty perfect. Like Cernoch does with editing the pictures and stuff like that. His item specifics are going to be on point, and I feel the experience that I've had with the overpriced items, I feel like that the item specifics they're on point. They're usually right where I need them to be, except for a few things here and there. But this item's only sold for about I would say about $30. If you can see, these two are crossed out. But that's what I do when I'm trying to check and see how do I use the listing. What do I do when I go into a listing? I'm using someone else's listing. If you're using your own listing, then of course you would do it different. But if you're going in selling similar, then you want to make sure, like I said, you want to make sure that all the item specifics match what you're trying to sell these people. Because if not, you're selling them something that is not 100% of what you're selling. So make sure you do that. Always check with your pitches. Make sure your pitches, look at their pitches and see what on their pitches you like and you don't like. Okay, well, I don't like this angle. I like, like that bottom angle that you can see here. You have to show it, but I might have shown it facing up so my lights are flash. My lights are directly on it, so I can see better of the drive. You can't see the engine and stuff inside of that picture. So that's something that I would improve myself just by looking at someone else's pictures. Um, when it comes to shipping, you can get an idea of what the shipping cost should be for the item by looking at other items that have the shipping on there already. So, one shipping might be a little higher, the next shipping might be a little lower. Put your shipping in between if you're not sure. I always weigh my stuff. If you guys go back and watch another, I think it was the last video, how I showed my SKU system, and then I also showed that I put my weight of my item on my SKU tag. So I already know, okay, well, this is an 8 ounce. This is a priority padded flat rate. I already know what my shipping needs to be as I continue my listing. I hope that helps you guys. It's just something that I do personally. Everybody does it a little bit different. What do you guys have any input on that?
Yeah, one of the questions I was going to ask, I noticed when I was looking up items too, is obviously like there's times where you go into these listings and you see people who have sold on auctions. So what do you do with that kind of thing? Because
Ignore it.
Yeah,
Um, I
same here.
I
Same here.
I personally will, unless it's something that, unless it's something I'm not sure of. You could take that gamble, guys, but you also have the Reseller Information Network that you can reach out to, or any other resellers that are your friends that you can reach out to and say, hey, I did it last week. KC, he does golf clubs. He actually lives close to me, but I messaged him and said, hey, this is what I got. Is there anything here that I need to watch out for? Is there anything here I need to stay away from? And he just gave me a quick message back. But you can ask first, if you're not sure. There's pretty much, if it's rare, then you're gonna have to do some research. But me personally, and I think most of the guys on this panel would stay away from auction unless
Yeah.
and unless you really know what you're getting yourself into, or if you have a lot. So if you have a lot and you're
Yeah.
trying to sell a whole lot of
I wouldn't
something
go
like
research. Yeah.
like the different trains, then you say, okay, well, I know this car's worth 30, this car's worth 10, but I do want to put them all together. Let me start it off at 30 at what I want for the one car and see if it goes up higher than what I'm asking.
Yeah, I know for me, like when you're looking at using comps, I never use an auction comp. I definitely drop that out and say that that's an exclusion. So that is one of the dangers when you go to list something selling similar and it gives you a suggested price. Always click that and look down it and see, like, because you might have everybody selling it for 100, one dude sold it for 10. Now the average is saying to sell it at 50, and that's not right. Like, that's, so just be careful when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Or I've seen it all the time where it's these, it'll give you a trending price and you go click it and it's like, this isn't even my stuff. Like, this isn't even close to like the hat or the pair of shoes that I have, So just be,
It's worth that extra couple of minutes to do the research and get what you need, to make sure you got an accurate description of your item, for sure.
When you see an auction, for instance, it's a Beanie Baby. Okay, I hate to even say that word. Okay, and you see that it went up for auction, and everybody else is selling for $38 or $13, and you see one that sold an auction for $13,000.
I was just about to say that.
Guys, I don't want to get too far fed into this, but I'm going to tell you, just be cautious. Some people will buy off each other to bring the market back up.
Yeah.
Is that something that's actually
Or a
going
lot
on?
of times they won't even pay. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a paid listing. That's just
And it shows that it's sold. And you guys know, and if you don't know, as beginners, eBay won't remove that, and they don't get penalized if they don't pay. So just be very cautious of when you see a price that's way above what it really should be.
And if you can find a comp, go back to last week's RIN and we talk about that.
yeah. Look, there's some tools. There's some tools you can use for sure to make sure that you can get a better comp. All right. You got any other things about that particular question? And then, as far as, there was some people that gave some good advice, guys. That question came to us via the Facebook group. If you're not a part of Reseller Information Network Facebook group, it's a good place to go. And there was actually a lot of people that have put comments in there about the same thing, about, where are you at and what do you do. We talk about TPP a lot, title, price, and promotion. Like, those are three things that are going to help you get sales. Obviously, there's other things, descriptions, keywords, all that kind of
Pictures.
stuff that go into listings. But, from a base level, I think you're pretty safe to do like what Leroy said, is like go in and look and see who's selling stuff. And if someone's got like more words in there, more titles, sometimes that may be why they get a better price. Like we
Yes.
obviously all experience that, because more people are searching and may get there by that, and they want to know a specific. Each one of these little niches that you get into have certain things that people are about, like train specific. Like what Leroy said, this is a HO train. There's a lot of people there searching HO. Like that's what they don't care about any of the rest of it. Like there's some people that are there Lionel all the way.
Or engines, or just the engines.
Yep.
They're looking for just the engines,
Yep.
or just the caboose.
Yep.
I mean,
are they maybe looking for a car that has a local town that they're a part of? So like that's
or an advertisement. You see
Yeah.
a lot of the old advertisements.
So every category has things like that. So it's worth doing a little digging to see, especially if you're buying. Like I know Leroy has a whole box of train stuff he just got. So it's worth doing a little research to see, is it worth it selling it individual, or is it something that we need to look at and doing a bulk buy when it comes to those kind of things. Guys, we did have a couple more comments I did want to make mention of before we move on to the next segment. But there was numerous people that commented about Hat Camp and about what a great time they had. We're still getting Hat Camp comments. Guys, we do appreciate you guys that attended Hat Camp. If you missed it, it is up live. Hat Camp, go back and look at it. There's a great amount of information when it comes to how you bring hats back from the dead. And obviously good information all the way around. I did want to make mention of our boy Joe Deals. We actually did a special live on July 4th, and Joe Deals said, I finally missed a live. Joe has not missed a live with us for over 3 years. So, Joe Deals, thank you very much for all your support.
Absolutely.
And throughout the years. Someone else said, great show as always. Wish you did this more than once a week. They're talking about our listing and loafing. Obviously, we all have schedules that are a little tough to deal with. We had someone else that had left a comment. Let me get down here to it. They actually left a comment in our Kristen Blankenship left a comment the other day while she was in our live, and she talked about how she just got started reselling, and she's already sold 5 items and thanked us for the information that we given her. So, Kristen, we appreciate you so much for being a part of the RIN, and we're looking forward to more opportunities to be able to provide you guys with information. That only comes through y'all dropping questions and leaving comments so that we can give you the information that you need. And we do want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching and look forward to future episodes. We'll have Tim back with us next week full time. So hopefully he'll be moved out of his current storage situation and looking forward to his new storage situation. He may actually be in one place, so that will be a good thing for him. And then we'll see if we have to rent a U-Haul and go down and get Leroy or what we need to do next. We thank you guys for being here. We're going to let these guys give their salutes.
Guys, again, thank you very much for all the comments for Hat Camp. Even though I didn't show hats, I feel like I was still involved. This has been something in the making. It's not something that we just made up. We've been talking about Hat Camp for a very long time in my eyes. So I really appreciate Cernoch and his time and his knowledge with that. Really quick, we were on a show coming up, and we were asked who's the smartest reseller out of the bunch, and not giving any clout, but I would say it's Mike Tyson's owner is definitely the smartest one out of the bunch. Cernoch is very, very knowledgeable, and we all bring something to the picture. Eric wouldn't have us here if we weren't, but I just appreciate you, Cernoch, for your help with things I've done and helping. You're stepping up to the plate and helping everybody here. Even when you're injured, you still try to come on and make sure that you can help us out. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, we appreciate it as our Reseller Information Network, and I think you're very, very smart.
I appreciate that, Leroy.
Hey, I do have one other thing that I almost blanked on. But
I was gonna be like, what? Are you waiting to the end of that?
Yeah, no. One other thing that we wanted to give a special shout out to. Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, has been very influential in making the RIN possible. He has given us encouragement and support since the beginning. And so we want to do in some small way, a way of appreciation, but also of honestly, man, just celebration that he is almost at 100K on the Commonwealth Picker channel. Very, very close. So, guys, if you are not subscribed to Commonwealth Picker, please go over there and do that. And let's see if we can push him over that 100K. You know, it's obviously Kevin's one of the hardest working guys that I know when it comes to social media and reselling. I know there's a lot of people that think just because you're a YouTuber, you're not a reseller. Kevin still sells more than most people, even with his store on vacation mode at the time. Like he's going to so many events and doing so much stuff when it comes to the other side of it. But I can tell you behind the scenes, he's really been a great help to us. So we do appreciate Kevin Commonwealth Picker. You can find him on all his various channels. If you go to Commonwealth Picker, you will find all the links for all those down, and we'll put them down below as well. But we do thank Kevin for being a part of RIN. Cernoch.
And I guess I get to wait. Do I get to play music over mine? You know?
Yeah, we might as well do that, right? We might as well
Let's see if we can get some music going.
Oh, great.
All right, there we go. Oh, this one's too like. Nah, let's go something else. All right, hey Leroy. One question they didn't ask though, if they would have said like, hey, which out of all you guys, which guy would you want to go as a bodyguard with? Leroy is my guy. Okay, Leroy would be my guy. Okay, if I had to go in a fight with, Leroy's my guy. Okay, because I'm a short guy. I'm a small guy. Leroy doesn't look like it. Leroy's tall, and he's got some gusto. So, yeah, thank you, Leroy, for all those kind words earlier. Yeah, hopefully y'all learned something today on PhotoRoom. Hey, this is a thing I use every single day in my reselling career, so hopefully you can get a little bit out of that. Leroy's segment about how to decide what you want to price it at, looking at details. That's all the knowledge. Those are a lot of those things that for us elder resellers, I think we take we never think about that. But these are things that, we're always trying to think about things that you may have a question, even though it's easy to us, or we go, wait, why would they ask that question? No, we never do that. We were like, okay, why would they ask that question? Oh, maybe someone that's new hasn't been exposed to these things. So that's what we try to do. That's what we want y'all to do in the comment section as well. Those questions, listen, you could be a newbie. Don't worry about that. Ask those questions. You know what I'm saying? We may direct you to some other videos or maybe a topic that we haven't even talked about. So definitely do that. Join us on Facebook. We have a great Facebook group. On Instagram, follow us on Instagram. And yeah, all those things, if you have questions in there, or, wherever you want to leave the question at, you never know where you might be featured here. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about RIN Reseller Information